today we're going to be doing a top 10 list for worker placement games.
One of our favorite genres.
It is one of our favorite genres, and we've encountered quite a few good ones. And so we kind of wanted to bring to you what our kind of favorites are in this genre. So what does worker placement mean? So basically that means you have a certain set number of workers and you typically go to either locations or things like that that gives you actions that you can take. A lot of the times when you do that, it excludes other people from taking that action, or there's some type of boundary, either a timing mechanism or some other things like that that we'll end up seeing during the worker placement.
Or it gives them limited access, like, you know, you might get 5 of something and they'll get 3.
Or pay, or yeah, you have to pay that person to go there again. So there's some things that will make it a little bit more competitive as far as, and that's kind of one of the driving things for worker placement. So before we get started, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, because board games are amazing and that's what we do here at Legends of Nirvana. All right, so Randy, what is your number 10 for this count?
Well, before we get started, we always try to guess how many crossovers we're going to have on top 10 lists.
Oh, well, you know,
given the fact
you're prolonging this.
Given the fact that we both like worker placement so well, and we both have opinions on the games.
I think you're going to be really surprised by my list, actually.
Okay, well, I'm going to go with 4.
I'm going to go with 3.
3? All right.
I'm going to go with 3, thinking that it's probably going to be 2.
You don't get credit for 2 if you choose 3.
Yes, I will. I think it's going to be 3, because I think something might surprise me.
Okay.
All right, so now give me your number 10.
The number 10, I guarantee you don't have on your list, and that is Dogs of War.
Don't have that one.
I knew you wouldn't. This is a game from Cool Minis or Not, and it's one of the first games I got from them. They make beautiful miniatures. This is one of their few games that are not like...
To be fair, I haven't even played this one yet, so that's not...
I told you I didn't think there was any way.
There's no way it's going to be on my list, because I have not played it.
It's basically a tug-of-war game where you have allegiances to teams that you acquire based upon the different bonus points you'll get at end of game. But those are kept secret, so nobody knows who you're supporting in different battles. You could be supporting multiple teams because you've acquired different benefits during the course of the game, and each character has special abilities that you have. So you might one of the characters will let you change flip-flops on sides on the tug-of-war. So you might get to choose, I'm going to be on this side of the war, and then you swap to the other one. And it's a lot of fun playing with, especially in a big group game, because you can play up to like 6 players, I believe, and it's a lot of fun when you get a lot of people in it, because then everybody's trying to guess who the people are supporting predominantly. But
yeah. All right. So my number 10 is Dungeon Lords. I had a lot of fun doing that one. Basically, you know, I loved the theme on the fact that you have a dungeon, because normally you're always trying to go into the dungeon and defeat the dungeon, but it's so nice. Especially because I fell in love with the dungeon genre of lit RPGs and things like that. So this one really hit home for me, and I really, really enjoyed it. I think we really all did, because it was a lot of fun doing that one. So that was my number 10. What is your number 9?
So number 9 is more of a dice placement game, which also falls under the worker placement genre. This one is Grand Austria Hotel. It's a very well-made game. It's such a simple concept, but you're building this hotel and letting your patrons come in, and you're dining them and then sending them to their rooms, and you have to have spots for them to go, but you select dice out of a pool, and then that gives you different actions. And it's, you know, just a lot of fun. It's very nice.
So that one's really hard for me to consider worker placement, but they do consider some dice placement in this. But I do enjoy that game. That was definitely one that I was thinking about when we were placing our list. But for me, it just didn't feel very worker placement to me, because dice. It's weird. I'm weird. All right. My number 9 is a fairly new one that we've recently played, was Genotype. Genotype was actually a really good worker placement. I really did enjoy that one. I thought that there was a lot of goodness to that one. So check out our review on that one. That was pretty new. All right, what's your number 8?
Wouldn't that be a dice placement one too, though?
No. You have workers. They go to locations.
Okay. So my number 8 is Dungeon Lords. So we got a crossover.
I'm surprised that was on your
I
list.
was torn between that and Dungeon Pets. Dungeon Pets actually gets a higher rating on Board Game Geek, but I personally prefer Dungeon Lords.
I haven't played Dungeon Pets yet,
Yeah,
so I don't
you need
know.
to play it. I like both. They're both by the same person that designed Galaxy Trucker, which is also one of my favorite games. So
that one's not a worker placement.
that's not a worker placement. That's why it's not on this list. But yeah, I really enjoyed it, even though I really was bad at it the first game. My dungeon got invaded quickly. But I still loved the theme. I loved the game. And looking forward to playing it again.
Yeah, I'm surprised that one. So this one, I think this is definitely one of our matchups because it's a curriculum. We play it all the freaking time, and there's a couple that we play all the time. But this one we play a lot, but I still enjoy it. It literally is my go-to to when we go to play on the app. So that one definitely had to make this list, and so Agricola for my number 8. What is your number 7?
Well, surprisingly, that one was not on my list.
Really?
It was one of the ones that fell short. Yeah.
I'm surprised by
In
that.
fact, I didn't even have it in my top 20. Or actually, I'm not even on this list.
Well, see, my thing is we play it so much, it cannot not be on the list.
I think it's because I play the app. I don't play the board game.
Oh,
So
see, yeah.
as much as I was excited, I like it, and I'm excited about the 15-year anniversary release of it, and considering whether I want to buy it, even though I've got a lot of the cards. The fact is that we don't play it that often as the board game because of all the setup.
Well, I just consider all board games, and so I consider it, even though we do play through the app, but I just figure if we play it so much, it needs to be on this list.
Well, yeah, I'm actually surprised it's that low for you, so that's interesting.
Okay.
Number 7, I guarantee you, is not on your list because you do not like this game. I like it a lot, and I never get to play it because, again, you do not like this game. And that is Underwater Cities, because it is the closest thing to terraforming Mars that I can get that is worker placement. So I really would love to get to play it more. Don't get to because you don't like it. As a matter of fact, I've got the expansion and never played it because...
Well, I mean, eventually I'm going to have to play the expansion just so we can review it. So there's that. You at least get one more playthrough out of it. I don't know what to tell you about that one. Just didn't like it. All right. So for my number 7, it's Kitchen Rush. I love those.
That would be on your list. I knew it.
I love the timing mechanism. I love the immediate play. I don't have to wait on anybody. There's literally timers that you're just trying to go do. I love the chaos. It's a lot of fun. I mean, it's not a crunchy game, which is kind of my thing, but this one's one of those fun games that I just really, really like and don't necessarily need that crunch to it. So Kitchen Rush is my number 7.
My number 6 is probably on your list, but higher up. And that is the one that we just learned is getting a new version coming out, Castles of Burgundy. So Castles of Burgundy is getting a follow-up coming out from Awakened Realms. It looks beautiful from what I've seen so far. You're going to be backing it day 1. This is it's a great worker placement game, and it's a great one. It's a dice placement again, but it's one that pulled our entire family, and your mom loves the game. And
it's a really good game. I'm excited to see about the new pieces that are going to come out with it, because the problem with the Castles of Burgundy is that the pieces are not.
Yeah, they released a deluxe version.
That was not deluxe,
and it was, I think, worse than the original. I mean, the colors and such were not good. This new one looks deluxe.
I'm excited. Yeah. So, all right. My number 6 is Alma Mater. I really enjoyed that game. I wish we could play it more. Basically, the foundation is that you're building this. Well, it's a university kind of thing, but you're building this. You have your library that you get these books, and the books are your resources, and so you have to offer them up for sale and for trade and doing some different things. And you've got a couple of tracks you follow. But I really enjoy it. I loved it. It took me a couple of playthroughs to really get down to it. But I think at our last playthrough, I was like, this is a good game. So that needs more than one playthrough. But yeah, it was definitely on my list when I think about it. I want to go play it again. That's there.
Yeah, the only reason it didn't make my list was because of the fact that we did play it one time and it stalled out completely.
Yeah, but I don't think
nobody offered books for sale, and
yeah,
I mean, I just think that there's an inherent flaw in the game when that can happen. But it's still a lot of fun.
But I don't think I don't think it's in your advantage to actually do that. But
it can happen though.
It can happen if you have people that don't play the game. So what's your number 5?
My number 5, this one's maybe surprising to you. I like it because it's just a simple one. It's a good entry-level teaching game for worker placement, and that's Kingsburg. It's one we played a lot because of the fact that it is a very easy game. It's a very good way of transitioning non-gamers into gaming.
I'm really surprised you chose that one, to be quite honest with you.
I will throw in Kingsport Festival as an alternative if you like something a little meatier, but it's still in the same game. It's just one is set in the Cthulhu mythos, and it has a few little tweaks to the gameplay. But either game is a lot of fun. It's again a dice placement game. I think I like the dice placement games more than the traditional worker placement, but they still are worker placement games.
Yeah. So my number 5 is Pendulum. As long as the flippers work. No, I love that. I love the fact that I don't have to wait on you to make a decision.
Oh, you have to wait on me to play the game because I don't like that game.
No, yeah, you don't like the fact that you're forced into action, which I
don't like the sand timers not working. That's a big thing. And then
I didn't say that was
and the fact that whoever goes first has a huge advantage on the getting the tie-breaking such. To me was basically the luck of the draw gets an advantage, and I didn't like that.
All right, so what is your number 4?
Number 4 for me is Le Havre. This is a very slow game, so some people may not like it for that reason, but I like the fact that you're building a city and you're building the cards.
Have I played it?
Yes, you've played it.
Well, I don't remember it.
Yes, this is the fishing village, and you get resources or take actions, and your boats go across the middle as the timer for the actions for each round.
We played that on the app.
We played the app, but we also played the board game.
I remember the app. The app was actually pretty good. I always forget about that one. That one actually is a pretty good game.
Yes, it's a great game, and it's just a little slow because you're taking one action each time, and it
is kind of slow.
But it's still a lot of fun, and I love building up my city with the buildings that you can acquire throughout the game. It's a really nice lookout game, and it's a lot of fun.
All right, so my number 4 is Raj of the Ganges. So this is a dice placement. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna lie, but this one I absolutely love. I love the theme. I think it's a beautiful board, and I enjoyed playing it. It's a good game. I love the victory point kind of meeting in the middle, that mechanic. We've seen that quite a bit more now.
Now that Ark Nova's implied it. I mean, that was the only game that I knew of that had it, other than obviously its dice version, the successor.
So that was interesting that people are starting to implement that in the mechanics, which that's great. But then I like the fact that you're going up the river, but you have all this other stuff that you got to do. It's a really fun game. The fact that there's 2 strategies, that you know, money or victory points or some combination therein. So I appreciated that game for that reason. It's very in depth. What's your number 3?
My number 3 was this game called Raja of the Ganges.
I think we know this one. Yes, so that's our number 2. So that's our second match. So I think this is going to be it, though.
Oh, you do? Wow.
I really do.
I'm really surprised by that one.
We may get a third. Okay. All right. So my number 3 is City of Big Shoulders.
I knew that would be on your list too.
See, that's the one I think that maybe that we touched. Again, the other 2 I don't think. So I love this game. I didn't think about it as a worker placement, but it kind of is. I enjoy it because of the economic function. So when I saw this as an option, I was like, that one is so good. I love the business aspect. If you play it the way that that the creator meant to play it, I probably wouldn't like it. It probably wouldn't be on this list. But because the way we play it is the business building, I love it. I love it. It's one of the best business building games I think we have found.
I definitely don't agree with you on that aspect. I don't consider it a worker placement game, so that's why I didn't put it on here.
No, but because it was only because it was on the list. Because I really don't think I consider it, but it is one of the best business games that I think we've played.
Yeah, and I agree with you fully. If it weren't for the fact that it's designed to be a stock game, and I do not like the stock aspect of it. I love running my business.
I know.
I'm very good at running my business. Not so good at playing the stock market.
Yeah, so that's why it's kind of a fun caveat. The way we play it, I absolutely love it because we focus on the business now.
Well, the bad thing is everybody takes advantage of the fact they know I'm very good at running my business, and they invest in my company, and then they cash out and sell it.
Look at that.
It's caused my stock to plummet.
Oh, well, you know what happens. All right, so what is your number 2, Randy?
Well, my number 2, this is a kind of a take that worker placement game, but it's one that we love. We got the deluxe version of it. We loved it so much, and we taught it to Robert just recently, and that is Yato. That one was going to be on my honorable mention. It's a pretty good game. I think it's an excellent game. It's better than pretty good.
I think it's definitely visually appealing, especially with the new one that came out. There's a lot of good qualities about it. It is a little take that though.
Yeah.
It's a little more take that than that's why it's not on my list. It's a little more than what I would go for.
I love that you complete missions. You gather the resources you need to complete them. Sometimes you can do some bribing or trickery with your opponents, and we have some legendary stories of games of that have gone awry, which are a lot of fun. It's a memorable game when we play.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think Jason will never forgive me for stabbing him with the sword that he gave me.
So, my number 2, you're not going to be surprised with, is Lorenzo.
I knew that would be on your list too.
I
could have written your list for you.
No, you couldn't. No, Lorenzo was a fantastic game. I love Lorenzo. I have loved it ever since I got to play it. I love the iconography. There's a bunch of different balancing acts that you have to do. It is very track oriented. There's a bunch of different tracks going on that you got to manage. With the religion track and just building up that business, and I like it because I'm also really, really good at it. So there's that little piece of it. It just clicks for me. It does not click for Randy. Randy does not like playing it with me, but I sure do love playing it. So that's my number 2 is Lorenzo. So talking about number 1. I want to guess yours, and you're going to guess mine.
There's no way. If you don't think we have a match on it, I don't know what yours could be, because there's only one answer that this could be.
Your number 1 is Waterdeep.
That's the only answer that it could be. Waterdeep is the quintessential worker placement game. It's great for new people. It's amazing when you put in the Skullport expansion. It turns into the perfect worker placement game. I can't think of any better example of a worker placement game out there.
Oh no, it's definitely a perfect example of it. There's other games I want to play.
Well, I agree, but it's one that we've taught how many people to play.
Right.
I made friends over this game.
This is the thing. This is why you have it on your list, and this is why I have like a curriculum on my list when I think about that kind of thing. Now you've got to guess what my number 1 is.
I don't know. Have a clue because
yes, you do. Yes, you do. You've got to
be something above Lorenzo.
Yep.
But yet it's
worker
not
placement.
Waterdeep.
I'll give you a hint. It has a timing mechanism. I play with Sean all the time. This game.
Oh, it's Zulkin. I should have known. I didn't think about it.
It's Zulkin. Why? Because yes, you have workers, but there's it's very much not only about where you place them, but how long you leave them on that circle. And I love it because it's not just where you put them. There's also a time factor. So it's really monitoring 2 pieces when you place down your worker, time and placement. And so for me, having that complexity is just breathtakingly amazing. Plus all the different tracks you can go up. It's a lot of fun. I absolutely enjoyed it. It is definitely, come on. You should have known. You should have known. You should have known. Well, that's our list.
Oh, we're going to do some...
We're going to do some honorable mentions.
All right. I'm going to run down 11 through 20 super fast. Number 11, Tricarion. I've only got to play this a couple times. I always forget how to play it. That's why I didn't make it higher. But I do remember loving it every time. I love the magician theme. Number 12, Voyages of Marco Polo. This is a great game for crossing the map and exploring, and just love everything about that. Everybody has variable powers. Number 13, Russian Railroads. Really close to putting that one in the top 10. Struggled with it. Couldn't come up with a good reason to justify it over some of the others. Coloma. This one's just beautiful. Beautiful game. Lost Ruins of Arnak. Great game. Just haven't played it enough to make it higher. City of Big Shoulders was number 17 on my list, or 16 on my list. Number 17, Feast for Olden. I love Tetris games. That was a great game. Number 18, Coimbra, another dice game. Number 19, Fayum. We played that recently, loved it, and I want to get it back to the table again soon. Number 20, another beautiful one, Gugong, the re-release of that, just beautiful. That's my top 11 through 20.
Yeah, so I thought we were just going to do honorable mentions. So, Gato, obviously, because you already mentioned that. Lords of Waterdeep again. Castles of Burgundy was an honorable mention. And then the one thing that I'm surprised neither one of us talked about is actually viticulture. So,
well, Rob's not here.
Well,
so
Rob's not here.
Normally,
we know he would have taken care of it for us, is what it is. No, but I do want to call out viticulture because it is worker placement over a span of time. You know, you only have so many workers throughout the different seasons, and you've got to place carefully. If not, you'll run out of workers by the time of in winter, which is where you get most of your victory points if you've produced stuff. So I do want to call out viticulture, especially because of Rob. This would have been his number 1, so definitely look it up. But other than that, yeah, that's it. That's our top 10 for worker placement games. What do you guys think? Did we miss something? What do you guys?
I know we missed something, and that's why we're going to have part 2 of this list, which is all the games we had on the shelf that we realized we have so many worker placement games we have not played yet.
Yes.
So first of all, this list may get completely revised down the road after we play all those games, because I was surprised, because given the fact that worker placement is such a heavy, high on our list of types of mechanics we enjoy, I am so surprised we have not played so many of them.
Right. So yeah, we'll catch that up in the next episode. All right. We'll see you guys later.
Bye.